That's textbook there, guys. This is how I cook. See how pretty that chicken is? That skin is rendered nicely. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jameson, and this is how I cook. So I'm making weeknight dinner, and I decided to grill some leg quarters. And I said, man, just in time for Memorial Day weekend, I'm gonna show you guys how to make leg quarters. That way you don't have horrible chicken at your next cookout. Up next on This Is How I Cook. So guys, before we get farther into the video, do me a favor, hit that subscription button and turn on those notifications and leave me a comment. How many of y'all grew up eating leg quarters at the cookout? Let me know down in the comments. And if you ate something else, let me know down in the comments too. I love hearing from you guys. So this is our leg quarter. A leg quarter is what we would think of as the thigh, which is this first big piece of the leg quarter, and then the leg, or the drumstick, right? And connecting the two, the drumstick and the thigh, you've got that joint. And this right here is where all the trouble starts. The joint is oftentimes where you can tell if the leg quarter's not done completely, because the joint will be super stiff or the joint will be bloody when you cut it open. So I'm gonna show you in the recipe how we're gonna get that done out on the grill. But I wanna also show you something else that may be a part of your leg quarter that you need to deal with. This section here, attached to the thigh, at the end of the thigh, this is the back of the chicken, or at least a portion of the back of the chicken. And most of the time when you buy leg quarters from the grocery store, they're gonna have the back attached. It just saves the butcher time when they're going through mass producing these leg quarters. First thing I want you to do, if you don't get anything else into your soul watching this video, clean your chicken. This stuff here, this is just entrails left over from the chicken. And so this cavity here is full of guts. And so I have a knife with a nice little fine tip. You can use a paring knife or whatever kind of knife you do have, but a paring knife would be good for this too. And all I do is I come in here and I scrape out those guts. You see those guts? All those guts that came out of that chicken? Now you've got a clean piece of chicken, right? In terms of getting rid of the guts. I hate going to restaurants or going to people's cookouts and they haven't taken the time to clean this gut cavity out to remove those entrails. Also, while we're back here, right? You see this flap of skin here? This even has some feathers in it. You wanna take your time with your knife and go ahead and just trim all that stuff off too. So as we look over our chicken, what we wanna do is also check to see if there's any pin feathers. If there are any pin feathers still attached to this chicken, we wanna get that off of our chicken too. So this one looks pretty clean. We're gonna take this leg quarter. Oh yeah, you see that the butt of the chicken here? We're gonna cut that off too. There we go. So now we got a nice streamlined leg quarter. Pluck any of those pin feathers that you see. We're gonna take this and rinse this under cold water. I've got 3 more leg quarters to do just like this. But this is what you should do to clean a leg quarter. Flip it over, find the back of the leg quarter, and clean those guts out of that leg quarter. So do you guys like this knife that I'm using? This is a Victorinox boning knife. It has some flexibility to it, which makes it easier for going around the bones of whatever you're working with. But it also is a great fillet knife also too. It doesn't have a lot of flexibility in it. It's not like a spring, but it is a very nice knife for doing this type of work. I'll link to it down in the description so you guys can check it out. Guys, 10,000 subscribers. You guys are way too kind. I know that there's a lot of stuff on YouTube around food and cooking. There's a lot of stuff every other place on the internet around food and cooking, but you guys made it your business to come to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and stay in touch with me throughout the process of me growing my channel. So you see that little hashtag and that little symbol down there, that's what we're celebrating. That's where we're headed. We're headed to 100,000 subscribers. But until then, let's stay cooking together. Peace. So before we season our leg quarters, before we season any piece of meat, before we season our ribs or our chicken, but before we season, in this case, our leg quarters, we gonna get some paper towel and we dry this chicken off. Now I know you're saying, well, why are you drying the chicken off? The reason I'm drying the chicken off and getting rid of this excess water that I introduced when I rinse the chicken off is so that my seasoning won't just rinse off or slosh off of the chicken. If you have a piece of meat that's soaking wet and you're trying to season it, your seasoning's not gonna adhere. Your seasoning's just gonna rinse off and be left down in the bottom of your bowl. And so what I do with all of my meat is I take the time to dry this chicken, and I take the time to make sure that I don't have any excess moisture in my bowl or whatever vessel I'm gonna season my meat in. Because if I do, then all that's gonna do is wash the seasoning off of my chicken. First thing I'm gonna use is a packet of this Good Seasons Zesty Italian seasoning. This stuff makes really easy work of seasoning up chicken, and I love the taste that it gives my grilled chicken. So we're gonna take 1 packet of this and use that on the chicken. All we wanna do is sprinkle high and get this on our chicken. I'm giving y'all all the secrets. All the secrets, I'm giving y'all too many secrets here. See how the seasoning has adhered to the chicken? You don't see it swimming around in the bowl in a puddle of water. That's how you season up chicken. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make you guys mad and use some accent. This is MSG, and this is optional, but hey, if you like bland tasting food, just don't use this. And we're not gonna go heavy with this, we just wanna help wake the flavor up a little bit. And then our last ingredient we're gonna use on our chicken, this is gonna be Weber's Kickin' Chicken Seasoning Blend. I like using seasoning blends sometimes because it just saves me a lot of trouble putting things together in the kitchen. You see how fun this chicken looks already with the different herbs and spices that are coming out of this Kickin' Chicken blend. It's gonna add a nice little bit of heat. And so I'm showing you something that I'm doing here. I use my hand to help shield the other pieces of the chicken away from my seasoning that I'm applying to this last piece because I've already seasoned this chicken. So if I don't use my hand here, that extra seasoning can get onto the chicken and over season those pieces of chicken that have already been properly seasoned. This is better overnight, always better overnight, but for weeknight dinner, hey, give yourself at least a couple of hours. So if you can, season this up the night before or season this up during your lunch hour if you work from home. But whenever you have a chance to do it in advance, season your chicken in advance or season your meat in advance. So guys, I'm gonna get my grill set up and we're gonna grill some chicken and have that for dinner tonight. This is how I cook. So we got a little 2-zone fire set up here. Remember the basics, 2-zone fire, hot side, cool side. We're gonna start off smoking our leg quarters over here on the cool side, and I'm gonna put me a few pieces of apple wood over here on the hot side so I can get that smolder going. But this is a classic 2-zone fire. So guys, let's talk leg quarters, and in particular chicken, but specifically leg quarters. Growing up, anytime I heard those fabled words during the week, hey, let's throw something on the grill this Saturday or this Friday, inevitably somebody was gonna produce leg quarters. Leg quarters are one of those things that feed a lot of people. They taste great if you cook them correctly, and you can get a lot of value for your dollar buying leg quarters. One of the things I wanted to set straight with you in this video is that there's all these gimmicks to trying to cook leg quarters better. I've had leg quarters burnt up because people tried to overcook them. I've had leg quarters that were dried out because people didn't render the skin correctly on them. I've had leg quarters with the bloody knee socket between the thigh and the drumstick because they were undercooked. I've had leg quarters gashed to pieces like they got in a fight with a bunch of samurais, ninjas, and Master Shredder. I've had leg quarters done horribly in every way. So I'm gonna show you in this video the technique that I use. We're gonna start with a little bit of indirect heat and getting some smoke onto those leg quarters. I wanna do the smoking for the flavor aspect. But then 30 minutes later, we're gonna start doing direct grilling. And we want those drippings and all that beautiful chicken fat to start rendering in the skin of the chicken and throughout the actual leg quarter so that we can get that flavor in our smoke. As those drippings hit those hot coals, it comes back up and perfumes the meat. So guys, we're gonna do leg quarters. And after watching this video, you're gonna be better on the grill. And you're not gonna have to worry about eating those horrible leg quarters that I ate growing up as a child. Let's get back to our video. So before we finish setting up our fire, let's talk about the placement of our chicken. So I know that this is the extremely hot side of my fire. This is where all the heat is at. But over here is gonna be cooler. So what I wanna do is make sure that I place my chicken where some of these parts, like this carcass end, where the back is attached to the leg quarter, where those denser parts of the leg quarter is pointed towards the heat source. So look at this leg quarter. Look how I got that leg quarter position. This leg quarter is positioned the same way. Before I close this grill, I want to show you guys I did get my chicken oriented the way I wanted to. So all my backs are pointed towards the fire. Same thing with this one. We're gonna have some amazing chicken here in a second, guys. So our chicken is looking really good. Got some color on it, got some smoke flavor happening here. Now I wanna go ahead and start rendering the skin on this chicken. So on my Weber, I had the bottom vents closed and the top vents open. Now, because we want airflow coming in, feeding the fire so we can get the fire nice and stoked, we're gonna open up these bottom vents. And what I'm gonna do is take this leg quarter, and I'm gonna put it skin side down. And this one is a little darker because I placed it closer to the heat initially, but I corrected that. And that's how it is when you're grilling. You just wanna pay attention to what your fire is doing. Where's your hot spot? Where do things need to be placed relative to the hot spot? That's how you grill. Also, the nice thing about this Weber kettle, I can spin it. Hey guys, so I really enjoy cooking for you, and I enjoy cooking for you on YouTube, but guess what? I plan to be on different platforms cooking also and giving you a little bit of a different flavor of Jameson Presents This Is How I Cook. If you enjoy knowing about these things when they happen before anybody else knows about them, I gotta get your email address, chefjamesonsmallwood@gmail.com. That's my email address. I need you guys to send me an email, say, hey Jameson, I wanna know about the cookbook that you got coming out. Yes, there's a cookbook. And hey Jameson, I wanna know about the seasoning blend line that you got coming out. Yeah, I got my own line of seasonings that I'm in the process of getting made. So I've got all of these beautiful projects that I'm working on and some things that I can't wait to tell you guys about that I'm not even gonna mention in this video, but I need your email address to make that happen so I can stay in touch with you. Also guys, if you're buying products from me, which many of you guys have bought products from me through my affiliations with YouTube and Amazon and other platforms, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's the last of the commercial. Let's get back to cooking. So now my chicken's out of the hot zone and it's back over here in my safe zone. And all we're gonna do is just work, man. We're just gonna work this chicken, get some sear on that skin. And so I'm paying attention here, right? You see on this leg quarter where my darkness is happening here, where I'm getting a little bit of char on the skin, which is what I want. Now I want to take this piece over here that's not getting that same color and put it over the heat. So I know now to have that piece that was darkening pointed back towards me. Same thing here with this. Just pay attention to what your marks are telling you. There we go. Now you see that chicken, see how that skin's blistering on that chicken? That's what you want to see. See how that skin's rendering on the chicken? That's what we want right there. And just pay attention to your chicken, right? We're doing a little bit of direct grilling. So some of these darker spots is gonna happen, but you just don't want to pay attention because you don't want to burn up the chicken. And that's about where we want to be right there. See this piece here, how this drumstick isn't getting this dark? Put a little bit there on that. Pay attention to the backside. We're looking good there. Same thing. Pay attention to the backside. Okay, that can get a little bit of color. See that color? Now that's what we're talking about. But see, the back has gotten some color. It's gotten darker. So I'm going to flip this around so that that drumstick can get some color on the backside. That's textbook there, guys. This is how I cook. See how pretty that chicken is? That skin is rendered nicely. Textbook. And at this point, once I've got the skin rendered, I move it back to the cool side of the grill. So guys, we got our chicken back over here in our safe zone. And I've got my thermometer placed in here so that I can measure how done this chicken actually is. One of the reasons why chicken gets overcooked or any meat gets overcooked is because people just don't monitor the temperature. You need an instant read meat thermometer. And this probe is gonna let me know exactly when that joint between the thigh and the leg is completely cooked when it reaches a safe temperature of 165 degrees. This is how I cook. Let this go now indirect, monitor the temperature of your biggest piece of chicken, and then you'll know when these other pieces of chicken are also done. All right, guys, let's take one final peek at our chicken. See that? That chicken is perfectly cooked, man. Beautiful chicken. See this leg quarter? Perfectly cooked. Beautiful chicken. And this is the one we have our probe in. Look at that chicken, guys. Perfectly cooked. And I know that joint is done because the probe is in the joint. This is how I cook. So I want you guys to be able to see here. That's the drumstick, and then that's the thigh. And you see how that drumstick and that thigh aren't bloody, cooked all the way through. That's my leg quarter, guys. Do me a favor, shoot me an email, chefjamesonsmall@gmail.com. Let's stay in touch. And guys, I'm gonna have dinner here with my wife. This is how I cook.